What's up everyone, welcome back to Artv. My name is John and it's time for a review of the debut album by the rapcore group Fever333. Their debut album is titled Strength in Numbers, stylized with numbers like 333 in there, like the show Numbers. You remember that on TV back in the day? Anyways, this follows up their Made in America EP, coming off of a Grammy nomination. What did they do on their debut album? Fever333 have a very clear playbook when it comes to being a band. They want to not just say that they're going to be a part of the change, but they're actually taking action to do these things, to put things into motion. And I really do feel that is shown off in their music. Their debut album, Strength in Numbers, flexes a lot of different strengths, whether that be the chaos that's found in Jason's performances, both live and here on this record, and also the guitars that really kick things up a notch. And I honestly feel it is a step up from their Made in America EP. The title track from that EP caught my attention in the best way possible. The music video is very compelling, also kind of emotional once you boil it down to the meaning behind the song and the video, and I'm just really excited to see what this band is going to do. On Strength in Numbers, you're gonna hear some shimmering, out-of-control guitar progressions that I really do like. They're not always extremely complex or dense, nor do they need to be. There are enough moments that add in some extra spices of life that really keep me entertained, and a lot of the time, we're obviously focusing on the energy that the entire band is putting out there. It's not a project where you're just going to have to say, well, the guitars were really good, but no. I think every band member here actually steps up to the plate in a big way, and the drums are heard in a thundering performance for the most part. Some of the slower tracks have a nice blend of genres, whether it be an acoustic guitar getting the mix, or maybe a little bit more of a hip-hop style production on a few tracks, and also some cutting rock vibes that are really just going to get you amped up. Outside of a plethora of positive things that I do have to say about this record, the only real detractor for me was maybe the song structure. I do feel like some of them run together, and this is a cohesive effort. I appreciate the amount of variety and the amount of genre styles that we do get. It's a nice eclectic mix, and Butler and the rest of the band show off their talents at both slower paced songs like Am I Here, and also ones that are going to smack you upside the head like Animal. It's a lot of fun to listen to, but once you boil it down, I can't say it's something that necessarily bothers me all that much, but I just feel like so many of the songs were written in the exact same manner and formula, the verse, chorus, and then the eventual breakdown and everything like that. It's not a huge complaint, but still just something I kind of noticed. The vocals are top-notch and engaging. The songwriting for some is probably going to feel a bit preachy, but we are in a desperate need of change, and Fever333 carrying the torch here, just really trying to ram down the doors. Even if they're not successful, I think that the attempts are appreciated, at least by me. There is passion in this band, and there is passion in the art that they are putting forth into the world. Dipping our feet into the waters of the track list, I want to start by talking about the lead single, Burn It. This is a song that fascinated me upon first listen, and it really does make you want to get up and impact something. And this band, as they've stated before, they are all about their 3 C's: community, charity, and change. And Burn It as a song is about cleansing with fire and not just burning something down, but putting it back up again, saying that we need a fresh start and we need a fresh set of eyes to see things through. This is a song that is very fun to listen to because of those wild guitar licks that it provides, and also the stamina that's seen from their drummer. I think that things don't always have to be so complex, constant double bass pedals or something like that to be a great drum performance. This one actually stood out to me, and obviously Butler on this track is giving it his all. That chorus, in fact, kind of reminds me of Linkin Park, as do several tracks on here. I think that the instant go-to to compare Fever333 to somebody is Rage Against the Machine, but I honestly hear some Linkin Park influence on a few of the tracks, like obviously Burn It, Animal, and then The Innocent. Now, The Innocent is another track that kind of sounds like something like Animal or Burn It, and that maybe is the frustration that I was talking about with many of the song structures feeling similar. I don't mind the song at all. In fact, I think The Innocent is still pretty good, especially on an album full of really good songs. This one maybe just stands out the least to me, just because it feels very similar. Inglewood is one of those changes of pace that I really do adore. It's a nice song that breaks up the monotony of some of the other song structures that we'd seen up to that point, adding in some lighter guitars and an interesting rhythmic percussion that is on the lighter and more airy side of things. It does have some builds and some tension in it as it's a longer song, that alongside Out of Control, which has a fascinating outro to it. I love the last few minutes of that song and how loud they get. But focusing back on Inglewood, this is a song that sees Butler talking about not only his struggles growing up in Inglewood, California, but also that of his peers around him and just the problems that he knows that people are still facing there. The people who don't have the representation that he's attempting to kind of be the voice for. The opening track, Ellipses, is something that I really didn't care for. Despite the fact that we get a good closer, I really don't care for the opener all that much. In fact, it feels a little bit more preachy than the actual album itself. The way that they get their message across sometimes might feel forceful to some, but I like the way that they do it and the way that they hammer it home. They kind of make you think about things and the way that you conduct yourself and the lives that you impact around you. But on this opening track, the ... ellipses, it's hyped up like some sort of WrestleMania event almost. And it's talking about things, and honestly, it just feels like something I'm gonna skip over in future plays through the album. Fever 333 have definitely blazed a trail with their debut album, and I'm very excited to see what they can do in the future with this sound and what else they can add in, other layers, other angles that they can approach things from, and obviously other topics lyrically. I think this is once again going to be a very politically motivated band throughout their career, and that is their reason for existing, to not just get political, but to also be a part of the community and to bring change. So I wish them nothing but success. The music that goes along with it is sounding great so far, and I'm going to rate their debut album Strength in Numbers a 4 out of 5. I know, I missed the perfect opportunity to give it a 333. Want to help out the channel big time? Then please show your support over on Patreon or by grabbing some merch. It's the top 2 links down below, or you can head over to my Patreon by this annotation in the corner of the screen. If you want to see a Let Live review, tap here, or another recent rock review right over here. Socials in the description, and I'll see you soon for more on Artv.